The sun hasn't touched the Manhattan skyline yet, but you've already lost the day. Your eyes burn from the blue glare of the monitors, and a cheap double espresso pulses in your temples. You are 22 years old. You have a Wharton degree in your pocket and $160,000 in student debt strapped to your back. You look out the window at a city that promised you everything, and you realize you are nothing more than a biological filter for data. You process Excel sheets until your fingers go numb. You format pitch decks for people who wouldn't even look your way. This isn't a career. It's voluntary servitude, the only way up. 31st floor, buried under 10K filings. You've been here since 5:45 a.m. Your lunch is a vending machine sandwich eaten in 4 minutes. Your life is a 100-hour work week. Your managing director made more today than you will see in the next 5 years. You learn to find errors in the models of your seniors and fix them silently. Honesty is a weakness here, because discretion is the only value when you find a $2 million error. You don't blow the whistle, you just fix it in your own version. You are the foundation of the building, the part no one sees. It's your silent numbers that build the base of a $400 million deal. 3 years pass, and now your title is senior associate. You have your own corner now, and while your salary grows, the debt simply changes its form. Now it's a mortgage for an apartment you only visit to sleep in for 4 hours. No longer just calculating. You're structuring and drafting $180 million in mezzanine debt. Facing the CFO, you explain the covenant breach without letting yourself flinch. During a leveraged buyout in Ohio, you see that optimization means cutting 400 local jobs. The human cost isn't in the spreadsheet, and besides, no one ever asked you to care. You model the EBITDA margins, carefully checking the debt service coverage. It's the same old rationale. You're just the one running the numbers. Night after night in an Uber, you learn that proximity to decisions means proximity to blood. You build a loyalty network of mutual utility, becoming nodes in a single cold chain. New level, vice president at age 30, where you finally start counting the deal flow. You managing your own team now. You know their every move because you're the one who built their schedule. Closing your first independent trade. $620 million across Southeast Asia. Your name is on page 6, but the client only looks at you, waiting for your final word. This is the ethical architecture, restructuring pension obligations to keep the acquisition alive. The fund needs that 22% return, and your restructuring makes it happen. You know what this does to the retirees, but no one says a word, and neither do you. The deal closes. Your bonus is $500,000, and you wire a small portion to your parents. You buy into a zip code that signals to the world that you've finally arrived. Now a managing director. The numbers are just fuel for your growing army of analysts. Capital is access, and the phone starts ringing with private numbers before the markets even open. Voting yes on a massive credit line, you realize it's just politics disguised as finance. Traveling from Singapore to Zurich, these dinners with ministers are just ecosystem maintenance. Capital follows trust, and you must be in the same private club as the chairman himself. You lose a $3 billion mandate to an old-school tie, and you simply learn to adapt. There is no outside life anymore. There is only the constant game of positioning. You know the sovereign fund is liquidating in 2 weeks, and that knowledge makes you decisive. Senior partner at 42, where you no longer manage, you simply own. You plan in decades now, optimizing every move for the 5-year fund cycle. Leading a $4 billion energy acquisition, you move the pieces across the board. Using a Luxembourg vehicle and a Cayman feeder fund to keep the flow clean. It adds 180 basis points, and your personal carry is $40 million. You've stopped attending social events because the conversations no longer have any utility. You are the market now, and whenever you make a move, the rest of the world watches. Advising a government to devalue their currency, you are the one who provides the liquidity. The architecture is abstract. You don't feel the layoffs. You only feel the funds return. Sovereign advisor at age 50. Your name is now unlisted and unknown. You advise sovereign wealth funds and central banks. You sit in rooms that don't appear on floor plans. You speak for approximately 6 minutes. The room listens to every word. Then you stop, and the room moves. You restructure the debt of emerging G20 nations. $14 billion in exposure is moved quietly over 18 months. You see a liquidity crisis 2 years before it arrives. The press will call it prescient risk management. You call it understanding the structure. You haven't used a public ATM in a decade. You have a security detail that plans your route so you never have to intersect with reality. A web of trust where a simple handshake is heavier than any legal document. You are 70 years old. You have no title. There is only the name. It is attached to a family office registered in Bermuda. You have stakes in 5 funds, 2 private banks, and a reinsurance vehicle. You are technically a private individual. You haven't made a trade yourself in 15 years. You make decisions. 6 people execute them. All 6 have signed ND as that would survive a medium-sized litigation budget. You are the foundation upon which the financial system rests. Neither happy nor unhappy, you are the orientation of capital against risk, eternal and unblinking. Back downtown in a glass tower you control, a heavy door slowly opens. Age 22, a Wharton graduate with a new badge and sweat on his face. Smelling of cheap detergent, he thinks this is a great opportunity, a career in finance. He's entering systemic gravity, and it will pull everything he has away from him. He has no idea what he is about to give up to become what you are. He reaches for the phone on his desk, lifts the handset, and raises it to his ear. You built the room he is sitting in. You wrote the script he is holding. He speaks the words you chose 30 years ago, following paths paved with old bones. Closing your eyes, you listen to the silence of the ocean, the only thing that's free. But downtown his heart is racing, hearing only the steady pulse of the dial tone. The call connects. He clears his throat and speaks the first word of your script. A server farm hums miles away, translating his instructions into immediate action. You are the invisible architect, the ghost that lives inside the machine. He thinks he's making a choice, but you know he's just fulfilling his destiny. The sun sets over the ocean as the gold slowly turns into the dark. You are the building, you are the city, you are the constant flow. The air stays at 68 degrees while the servers downtown never sleep. He speaks your words, never knowing that they were always yours. Following your path, he thinks he's a pioneer, but he's already just a ghost. In this eternal loop, the machine is always hungry, and you are the one who feeds it. Good luck, kid, though maybe you are already just like me. The dial tone ends. Someone finally answers, and the game begins again.